Welcome to the Podski.
What? Ooh, yeah.
You understand, baby?
Dig it?
Let me tell you another thing.
First name John, last name Baker. Uh-huh. Brother.
Hello and welcome to the Podski. I'm your host, the man with 1,000 gimmicks, John Baker. Episode 36. This is going to be the WrestleMania week preview. And for those of you who have been listening intently, co-host Justin Andretti and I, we are going to be taking over WrestleMania week. This is going to be epic. That's the only way to describe it with our schedule that we've got going on here. It's going to be awesome. So with that, we got Andretti here with us today, and it's going to be an exciting week in 2 weeks here. But did you do anything this weekend?
Yeah, man, there was a lot of good stuff. I'm trying to think what I caught up on. I'm really looking forward to the show. I'm looking forward to talking about these shows and then getting you out here and doing this wrestling immersion. This is pretty much what it's going to be for 7 days is wrestling immersion. So I've been calling it WrestleMersion 2023. That's what we got. And then hopefully we'll be able to do it next year too, man. Back home in Philly. There'll be a million shows that week too in Philly. It'll be a little easier for the other guys to be able to get there too. So I'm looking forward to getting this one going, and then next year doing it again, and hopefully we can make this into a semi-regular thing where we can get everybody together and go to a million shows over the course of a couple of days.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I can't wait to get to the show, but yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
So over the weekend, I mean, I watched a million shows, but the New Japan Cup is still going on. I don't know how much you wanted to get into that. I know we're going to try to do some kind of a New Japan Cup show here with Mongoose once it's over. But those have been running pretty much every night. I'm a day behind now on those shows. I've seen everything up till I think before last night. And look, I'm not watching every match because I know there's a lot of they got a lot of like 6-man tags and tag team matches and stuff like that. And I try to catch the stuff that is pertinent to the storylines. Obviously, they're doing the thing with David Finlay and with El Phantasmo, which I try to catch that as much as I can. So there's little things like that are kind of sprinkled in between the New Japan Cup singles matches. But those matches have been great, man. The best thing about that so far has just been the fact that everybody's brought their A game. Everybody's been great, man. Everybody who's been in the New Japan Cup so far has had a really, really strong match. They've looked awesome. They've been presented really well. Everybody's had a chance to shine, and it's been really fun. It's been more fun to watch that than what I expected it to be. So I've been pretty pleasantly surprised watching those shows so far. But the thing from the weekend, I know I said this last week too. The World Series Wrestling out of Australia had the Unleash Hell 4-day event. They had a lot of people come from the United States to fly over there to be a part of that. And it was like, Bandito was there, Cardona was there, Brian Myers, Redbeard. There was a John Morrison was over there too, as Johnny Down Under, which was funny. But they've had, Brian Cage and Flip Gordon have been the tag team champions over there for 4 years. So those matches were awesome. All 4 nights of that card were excellent. So go out of your way to find that. It's World Series Wrestling, Unleash Hell. I think it's an annual event that they have. It's on Fight Plus. It's 4 nights. Every show is like 3 hours. It's really easy to just throw on during the workday. Just leave on in the background and listen to it or watch what you can. But those shows were great, man. They were really great. But those are over now, unfortunately. I wish they would have ran. I wish they would have ran a couple more nights. I don't know how often they run shows, but I wish that they did. Wish that they did some more. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking about that show over the weekend, especially since old buddy Cardona, he gave you the answer on your one tweet there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
But yeah, this is there's are they on the semifinals of the New Japan Cup? I believe that's what
second round. They're in the second round right now.
They're in the second round. Okay, that's what I know. That I was listening to Dave this morning, and they were talking about it. So
It's been great, man. It's been really fun. And like I said, everybody's been giving their best effort. And they've Gato is unbelievable when it comes to tournaments. When he has tournaments to showcase people, that's when he really does a lot of his best work. And everybody's been presented really well. You really don't know who's going to win, man. And that's the best thing about it is anybody could win these matches. And there's been big upsets so far in the New Japan Cup. So it's been fun. They're great shows to check out. They're running like two of the New Japan Cup shows per event. Then they'll have a bunch of other tag team matches, stuff like that. But they're awesome, dude. I can't recommend it enough to jump on the New Japan World and check those out for sure. Now I'm looking forward to talking about it too. I know Mongoose is going to catch up with all the cup matches too, and I'm sure you will too. So I'm looking forward to doing that kind of like a recap show whenever we get around to, and just talking about how everybody looked, because I was really excited to see how everybody was presented.
Yeah, that's definitely on my things to watch because I'm really behind on that. I haven't seen a single show yet, so.
But the good thing about it, Baker, is like you're really not that far behind, because like I said, there's only 2 cup matches per night, so you're only like, I don't know, 10 matches behind, maybe 12 matches behind at this point. And they're not 40-minute matches. You can go through and fast forward whatever you want to fast forward, but you're not super far behind on it.
Okay, that's perfect. Because I was wondering the same thing. I was like, they can't all be super long matches. So
they're all great though. They legitimately have all been really fun. And I'm surprised to hear those words come out of my mouth, because I'm usually not the most positive guy in the world, but those shows have been a lot of fun to watch. The thing that's been cool too, man, and I probably sound like a broken record with this, is like they're giving a lot of really good time to the young Lions. I mean, there's a bunch of those guys in there. They've got a really tall German guy in there that looks pretty young, but he's super athletic. He looks like he's 8 feet tall. This guy, Oscar Loibe is his name, and he's pretty entertaining, to say the least. They got a lot of good guys. They got a lot of good guys, man. I know we kind of talked about it today too a little bit, but I hope that at some point we can get some time to do a show where we can just talk about kind of what the next 5 years is going to look like. 5 years down the road, and kind of where everybody's at with like their current prospects, their current development. I think that would be a really fun show to do. I know we talked about it a little bit today in the group chat, but hopefully sometime down the road, whenever we've got a little bit of lull, in the pay-per-views or the live events, and we can do a show where we can just do like a little bit of a deep dive on that. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, and we could definitely even do like a part like 1, 2, and 3 where we could do each promotion as
sure.
That could be a cool series we could definitely do.
Sure.
And we definitely talked about it. So yeah, absolutely.
And then the only other thing I caught up on was the Stardom show that everybody's been talking about, because obviously I'm sure most of the listeners know that Stardom got voted in the Observer Awards, the Reader Awards, as the number 2 promotion from the year, right? So I've seen parts of Stardom shows here and there over the course of 20 years probably, but I went and I watched that most recent show that people were raving about. Dude, that show was awesome. It was so good. Like, number one, the costuming in Stardom is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The production is unbelievable. It's definitely not divas wrestling. That's for sure. So anybody who's got a negative opinion of women's wrestling from seeing how it's been portrayed in the United States for the last 30 or 40 years, man, go watch that. If you think women's wrestling sucks, go watch Stardom, because you've got people in there that are laying it in, man. They're laying their stuff in. I mean, there's girls in there that are former UFC fighters. Suri is unbelievable. She's really, really great. Tam Nakano is unbelievable. And the woman I was telling you about, the champion, is half Italian, half Japanese. I think her name is pronounced Julia. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Julia, but the commentary is in Japanese, so I don't know really how to pronounce her name in English. But I mean, she's awesome, dude. I mean, they've got a really good handful of just phenomenal workers that are in that promotion, man. And look, it's the same as it would be with any other promotion. Like if you jump into New Japan, and the first thing that you see Hanma versus Toriano. You might be like, this is okay, but it's probably not for me. But it's just like it is any other promotion. I mean, if you turn on WWE for the first time and the only match you watch is Madcap Moss versus Otis, you're probably not going to walk away with the best picture of what that promotion has to offer. But I'm telling you, man, there are some women in Stardom that are going to change how you think about women's wrestling.
I would love it if the first person you saw was Otis, especially after last night on Raw.
They do commercials on Raw every 7 minutes.
Is it really every 7 minutes?
Every 7 minutes, there's a commercial on that show, man.
I mean, they're getting paid for it.
So it is brutal to sit down and watch that. I don't know how anybody watches that show in real time and doesn't use the fast forward. I don't know how you get through it. Hats off to you, man, because you're a better person than I am. You're a bigger fan than I am. If you're able to sit down and watch 3 hour show without having to use the fast forward.
I can sit down and I can watch the shows, but like I'm not 100% focused 100% of the time. So like I'm doing other things like on my phone or I'm looking at like TikTok or something. So it's like on in the background. And then when there's something that really interests me, then I'm 100% in. So, and really for me, that's the everything that Cody has been doing. And I'm a huge Cody mark, and I know that you are not as much, but everything.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot for what he is, and for I usually try to root for the people that are on top. I really do. Whether I like them or not, I always try to root for the people that are on top because they're the ones that are making the money for the whole industry. So I wish him all the best in the world, and I hope he sells 1 million T-shirts and 1 million elites and everything else, and can take over the world.
They're going to sell so many elites. You want to know what's interesting before we get into our weekly or our WrestleMania week here? The one thing that I haven't seen anything about is the WrestleMania access. That I know that I wanted to kind of like do that just because I feel like there's going to be some cool stuff there, but I haven't seen a single thing about that at all.
Yeah, I don't know what the details are, but they scaled it back this year for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why that is, but they did scale it back.
And the only reason I thought about that was because you mentioned the elite, and the elites, like usually that's whenever they do a huge reveal for all of the upcoming figures that you're going to see for the rest of the year. Sure. And I thought that would be really cool for us to at least see something like that. And then they got all kinds of other stuff in there. They got the Dusty statue. They got a ring in there. They got all kinds of merch and stuff like that. Like it's a really cool setup that we've seen over the years. And that was one thing I just really kind of wanted to take in before we would walk into WrestleMania. So, but yeah, I haven't seen anything like that, and I'm kind of disappointed because I kind of wanted to see that, but I digress. We're going to.
Speaking of that, real quick, there's something I just remember that I caught on YouTube the other night when I was just kind of sitting there and flipping through my subscriptions. Apparently, there was a Transformers convention, I think, out here in LA. And look, I don't know anything about it. I like the Transformers. I don't collect them. I'm not like a big fan or anything, but. The guy who I subscribe to on YouTube posted like renderings and pictures of some of the figures that came out of that convention, and I guess they're customs. There's customs organizations out there that do these insane productions of Transformers that they make up, dude. It was unbelievable, some of that stuff, man. Like you think some of the wrestling customs we've seen that are outrageous and are really, really professionally well done. I mean, we're talking about Transformers, man. People they come up with like actual figures that can transform from a car into a robot, and they've done it as a custom. I sat there watching that thing for like 20 minutes, and I couldn't even believe how good it was. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that is it. That is crazy. I haven't heard anything about that, but yeah, we do see a lot of that custom stuff. And when it's done right, it's almost better than what you're going to get from the major manufacturers. I
couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how well done they were. And just think about how much time and detail it would take to come up with a robot that transforms from a vehicle, man. I mean, that we're sitting here making customs, since we were little kids of like, Butch Reed or somebody, right? And all we're doing is just kind of, mix and match of parts and doing repaints and things like that. But I mean, these guys are freaking making making tanks and trucks and everything else that can transform into robots that they created. I mean, it was really awesome.
I'm sure that people could probably do that with a 3D printer now if they really wanted to.
Sure.
Like these AEW figures, like they're pretty easy to take apart and they're easily customizable. I feel like somebody probably has already done that, and I just haven't done a deep enough dive into it yet. But I feel like somebody could definitely do that with those AEW ones.
Sure.
Speaking of figures, the Coliseum collection, the Jake Roberts and Rick Rude, they shipped last week. I got my set, and they're down in the cave. I don't even crack the box open on those. I'll let them fully mint. So, but the packaging that we've seen the packaging before. The packaging on those things are so awesome. Like
looks great. Looks great. I don't know how many Jake Roberts figures we need in this world, but they look fantastic.
Pumping them out. Jake is getting one hellacious check from WWE for all of these elites.
I mean, he's got to be, man. I mean, he's got to be bankrolling just with these figures. I mean, how many freaking basics and elites has this guy had? They did 2, I think, last year, 2 elites, and now they're doing this Coliseum collection. So, I mean, he's got to be doing
more than that, because there was the one with the black trunks with the fire on the legs. I remember that one too. I mean, there's been a pretty good amount of Jake Roberts elites over the years.
Yeah, there has been. I feel like this Ultimate is definitely probably the best, though. I haven't seen any. One really cool feature with that Jake the Snake is that the snake, it is not a fixed snake. It's fully posable. So usually you get a snake and it's usually like just a piece of rubber and it is what it is. And it usually fits to his body. But this is a fully posable snake that you can do whatever you want with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome too.
So are they gonna? I take it they're gonna keep going with the like redoing the LJN line. Is that kind of what it is?
That's exactly what it is. They're redoing all of those LJN figures, and they're gonna be they're all gonna be in this Coliseum collection line, and they're just running them 2x2, which is what I'm assuming that's how they were released back in the day. But they
were one-offs.
They were one-offs. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were all one-offs. And I would have died if they would have fixed Rick Rude's hands to his hips like in that LJN figure, man. if they would have fused his hands to his hips where you can't move his arms away from his hips, I would have passed out. I would have bought that instantly.
Yeah, those, if you know about the LJN figures, they're basically like dog toys. And like with these, now we're getting like the absolute best of the best that we've ever gotten with these figures, the Ultimate Editions. The Ultimate Editions are the best. They're the cream of the crop. And it's really cool that they can go back and do this now. I don't know how many they're going to be able to do with licensing agreements and stuff like that, but if they can get as many as they can get, I'm totally for it. Because I didn't even think about that. They probably can't get everybody that was in the line from the first time.
I mean, they might be able to get everybody cheap. You think Ted R. City's not going to want to figure? I think Ted R. City would do it for $100.
Yeah, he probably would. Did he have an LJN?
Yeah, an LJN. Yeah. You know what happened is I took white out and painted the stripes of the British flag onto the back of his trunks, and I used them as Davey Boy Smith because I didn't have the Bulldogs.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. I guess other news today is that 2K23 WWE dropped today. The early access was available today. I didn't get a chance to play any of it yet. I have it though. I played like maybe 5 minutes of it. So
did I see that there was a John Cena that looks like a figure?
Yes. So you can unlock that once you finish so he is the showcase this year. So whenever and they actually did a really cool thing where usually the showcase mode is where you basically recreate matches that have happened throughout history. And last year they did Rey Mysterio, and they've done all the WrestleMania moments. That one was for WrestleMania 30. They did you had to do a match from every single WrestleMania, and you had to recreate it in the ring, which was really cool. That's where I believe it was first introduced. But this one is John Cena. You play as his opponents, and he tries to win the match. Like you're playing as the characters, like you play as RVD from ECW One Night Stand. You play as Triple H from I think it was a SummerSlam. And it's all you basically play as his opponents that beat him, and you're trying to make sure that history stays intact and like you beat John Cena and he doesn't get those wins that were major losses to him in time, which I thought was really a cool idea.
That's cool.
But when you finish it, there's like 2 extra matches and you can unlock the John Cena that looks like the Elite. And you can see the cracks in his body that looks like the articulation of the figure. And then the other one is you unlock the Super Cena, which is the Cena where he's the Invisible Man. And you just see his shirt and his pants and his hat and his shoes.
My God.
Yeah, that one is awesome. And he's like 100 overall, like he's maxed out at everything. It's awesome. I saw videos for that one, but yeah, I can't wait to play that. It's going to be awesome. I want to put it over more, but we're going to do that show next week with Dr. JC. So JC will be on the pod next week. We're going to do the 2K23 review show. So be sure to check that out next week. But yeah, I'm super pumped to play it.
Awesome.
Yeah, you got anything else before we move on to our WrestleMersion week?
Yeah, I got what do I got here? Let's see. Happy birthday today, Wrath. Happy birthday, Adam Bomb. And then on Thursday when the Podski drops, happy birthday, Henry Godwin.
Hey, there we go.
Hope you get a nice bucket of slop for your birthday. You can eat out of. That'll be awesome. Then today is National Potato Chip Day, so I wanted to give a shout out Snyder's of Berlin and shout out Utz.
Shout out Utz. I'm a Grandma Utz fan.
Yeah, Utz is pretty great. And then what's Thursday? Thursday's National Panda Day, which is kind of strange. The National Panda Day. But I wanted to give a shout out PandaCon from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a pretty good figure.
Pandas. I did a speech on pandas, I believe in 6th grade. That was my because we had to like go up and do an actual, like that was our first speech or big presentation or whatever. And I did mine on pandas. No,
how'd that go?
That one. It actually went really well because I ended up seeing the pandas at the zoo because we did the whole like zoo trip that year and we went and saw the pandas. So I saw the pandas after I just did I did the speech on the pandas. Like, yeah, it didn't get a pop from anybody. That died a wet. That was a wet fart in the ring.
Well, you know, a real researcher would have gone to study the pandas first and then did the presentation. Maybe that's what. Maybe everybody thought you were a jobber and they didn't want to put you over for it.
Probably.
Let's see what else I got here. I got we didn't. You know what we didn't do last week? We said we were going to do was fan of the week. We didn't do fan of the week.
Oh, hold on. Before we do fan of the week, I was Dr. JC wrote into me and he wanted to give us he's got heat with our pizza.
Oh God.
He's got heat with our top 5 pizzas. So he wanted to he's gonna bring that in next week, but I don't want to steal his spotlight because he had a lot of heat with us over our pizza because he was saying like, well, how can we forget all these other pizzas?
Oh, this guy becomes a doctor now. He thinks he's an expert.
Trey also had heat with us because we didn't bring up Chef Boyardee pizza.
I don't know if I've ever had it.
It's, you know what? I'm going to put it over right now for you. Okay. So Chef Boyardee pizza, it comes like in the can and you pop it like, biscuits and it rolls out, buddy. It's some good pizza. Now I'm not a huge fan of the cheese part of the pizza. It forms a really thick crust.
So does it come with all the stuff or do you have to buy everything separately?
It comes with it, but you should buy extra cheese because it comes with Parmesan cheese, like the stuff you'd put on top of your spaghetti. It comes with that kind of cheese, not like shredded cheese that, or like, you know what I mean? Like that, like it's not my kind of cheese that I like on top of my pizza. However, the rest of the ingredients are amazing. They're fantastic. I can't tell you
what else does it come with.
It comes with it only comes with the dough, the sauce, and the cheese.
What do you think of the sauce? I remember being a little kid and I had the sauce and didn't like it. but I was probably like 8 years old, if not earlier than that.
Oh, I can't tell you how many Chef Boyardee pizzas that I've put down in my day, but I can tell you what, Trey.
I'll tell you what, Trey. Here's what I'm going to do for Trey. I'm going to get a Chef Boyardee pizza this weekend,
Uh-huh.
and I'll make one, and I will give you my professional review. As someone who has the Laurel Highlands Pizza Wars every year, as somebody who's eaten thousands of pizzas nationwide and worldwide, I will give you my opinion of what Chef Boyardee is. And I'll tell you something, Dr. JC. You want to come on here and be the doctor style, you can just put your hand in a hornet's nest, you're going to get stung.
Oh, that's awesome. Speaking of Trey, there is our Dolphins made a big move this weekend. We went and got Jalen Ramsey. So we're gonna do a quick That's So Dolphins talk. We went and got Jalen Ramsey, had a couple big signings. Looks like we might end up with another big one here soon from what I'm reading, but re-signed our running backs, got a linebacker. It's been a heck of a week here.
You're going to be real disappointed with Jalen Ramsey.
I don't think so. I 100% don't believe that he is that bad.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to do this not on That's the Dolphins talk, but I'm going to come out here. I'm going to get it out early that all these Jets fans that want to come out and say that Aaron Rodgers is going to be their savior, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
Did he sign with them?
He's going to. He's
Okay.
going to sit on Pat McAfee tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't have a good feeling about that either.
It's going to end
I don't have a good feeling about any of these moves, dude. I don't think Garoppolo is going to do well. I don't think David Carr is going to do well. Like, I don't know what the hell the Ravens are thinking, trying to get rid of Lamar Jackson. I don't know what's going on there. And look, I don't follow this every day like the way that you do. But I don't have a good feeling about any of those moves.
I think that Lamar is going to stay in Baltimore. I don't know what they're waiting on though, but I think he's going to end up staying. I
hope he does. I mean, it would be good for him to stay with the same team if they're going to treat him well, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, man. I'm still an old school guy that thinks that for as much as I want people to get paid and to get paid for what they do, like there's still something romantic about playing for the same college team for 4 years or playing for the same pro team, for your whole career too. So there's something special about that. So I hope that they can work it out with the Ravens and he can get to stay there for a while.
I agree. And I really like that idea. I don't think that it's a I don't think that it's a terrible I don't think it's a terrible idea that he would want that he's going to field offers. What I think it's a terrible idea is the fact that he doesn't have an agent. I think that's not a good idea.
I don't know why the hell would you not?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you got to pay them, but at the same time, I don't know.
Well, I got a friend who's an agent, and he will tell me stories about not hearing from professional players for 3 years, and then they call him and go, "So where are we at with the contract stuff?" And he's like, "I haven't talked to you for 3 years, dude."
Yeah,
so there's some of that goes on too.
Yeah, it's not all good, but I don't know. I'm getting a text right now that this might from what I'm seeing that something might happen with the Finns. So who knows? I don't want to get too excited.
But I saw that Ramsey's going to save $2 million a year on his taxes, right?
Oh yeah, because Miami or Florida doesn't have state income tax.
Yeah,
and they fixed his cap number already, so he's not even gonna. His cap hit is only $4 million this year instead of 17.
Oh, that's good.
So they restructured him. They restructured a bunch of deals. They restructured Tyreek Hill. They restructured Armstead. They restructured somebody else too, Bradley Chubb, and they freed up a bunch of money. So like if the Dolphins are going to do this, and by this I mean the Super Bowl, if they're going to do it, their window has just opened, and it's about 2 years long. So they got this year, they got next year, and that's it. Like everything is up in 2025.
I mean, I've gotten back into it this year. I've took a little break from football there for about a year or two, but I mean, at least in terms of watching it. But I got back into it this year with the Steelers because I ended up going to that game with my dad and having an unbelievable time. Acrisure Stadium, formerly Heinz Field. I mean, that was fantastic. We went to that Saints game and had a really great experience there. So I kind of got sucked back into it with him and with Penn State and everything. So I'm slowly getting back into it with the news that's going on with the leagues.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good football year. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, awesome. Did you the last thing I had for my notes here, the only stuff I had for next week for upcoming shows, I had this GCW show, Eye for an Eye, on the 17th, which I think is Friday night. Nick Gage against Masha Slamovich. That should be fine. I'm sure the two of them will kill each other. Homicide versus Cardona should be pretty good. What else we got here? Gringo Loco and Bandito will be awesome. Those guys will tear the house down. Then there's a really awesome tag team match here too. Jordan Oliver and Mike Bailey versus Alex Shelley and Kushida. That'll probably, I mean, for me, that's the match of the night. That'll be the match I'm looking forward to seeing the most. There's going to be Time Splitters versus Speedball and Jordan Oliver. Jordan Oliver's really good, and that's a name, Baker, that you're gonna want to remember. That guy was in MLW. He was like a tall, skinny, super athletic guy, really young, really green. He's put on good size. He's been working a lot on the indies. Man, that guy has got a really bright future for sure. Then the only other one that I had was from Saturday. This Battleground Championship Wrestling out of Philly. What is this going to be on? Oh, this is going to be on Fite TV too. Oh, the GCW shows are all on Fite Plus. So this is also going to be on Fite. Looks like we got Harry Smith versus Cardona. I am not a Harry Smith fan at all, as you know.
I beg to differ. I have a photo of you cosplaying as Harry.
That was not me. That was somebody who put my face on him because I went on a rant about how much I don't like him.
I don't know who.
Blame the Mongoose for that.
No, I did that one.
You did that one?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
He's done a lot of...
Find somebody who dresses like more of a douchebag in real life than that guy, man. Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life that you're walking around like that?
I love that he's in an army suit and then it's just you with your racing helmet on.
He's just, come on, dude. That guy, I mean, I don't get why people like him in the ring. I mean, the guy comes out dressed in all these British flags all over his body, all over his gear, and they announce him from Calgary. It's like, dude, what is your identity here, man? Like, figure out your life. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's in a faction on MLW with Dynamite Kid's two sons, who both combined weigh about 130 pounds. They're 7 feet tall. They're 7 feet tall. They weigh 100 pounds each.
That's so odd because he was like 5'11", 700 pounds of just muscle.
Well, you know, probably all natural with the Dynamite Kid, I'm sure. Let's see what else we got. We got Brian Kendrick versus Rich Swann on that card. That should be really good. That'll be a really good match. The worst match of the year candidate is coming up on that card. Bully Ray versus Lance Archer. That
match is gonna suck.
Can you think about anybody you'd want to see less than the two of them in a match together on a show that you pay to watch?
Sammy Callahan in there.
Oh God. Let's see. The only other one of note that I know of on here is Morrison versus Tony Nese. You know, Morrison, his name in Battleground Wrestling is, of course, Johnny Battleground, which is awesome. So it's him versus Tony Nese, who you know I love very much. But speaking of Morrison, I might as well bring this up right now. From that show, that World Series Wrestling show from Australia, dude. I mean, he was the champion. He's billed from Australia. The dude's name is Johnny Down Under on those shows, and I freaking popped to the moon when he came out. I knew he was on the card, but when they said the name Johnny Down Under, I was thinking, there's no way Morrison's called Johnny Down Under, and he's booked from Australia. Dude, it was so funny when he came out. Like, he's playing up the crowd, you know, with the Australia stuff, and it's unbelievable. So that was a lot of fun.
That is so great. I love that he's just able to just change his last name. And
that guy is just ageless, man. He was in there throwing himself all over the place. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, he's so awesome. And he is an unreal specimen of human.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
All
So
right. Well,
I think that's all I got. Did you do a top five?
I did not.
Okay.
I blew all of my top fives with all of the stuff I talked about.
Let me see what I got. Anything else on here? Morrison, I was going to put him over. I told you, I showed you guys a picture that the guy in the crowd in the Shrek gear, the Shrek outfit, right?
Yes.
Dude, that match was unbelievable. I mean, it was Bandito and Morrison, and Bandito ran out to the guy in the crowd, took the Shrek mask off that guy's head, put it on Morrison's head, and super kicked him twice. It was unbelievable.
I hope that happens to us.
That was my fan of the week. Shrek guy in the front row at World Series Wrestling was my fan of the week. Then I had let's see what else I had. I only had a couple here. Then I put Dominic Mysterio's doing a really good job right now. You got to give him credit for what he's doing. Wasn't always a big fan of him, but he's really come into it with his character, and I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah, I did not. I was really vocal early about how much I hated Dom Mysterio, but ever since they put him in jail, he has been awesome. I cannot wait for that match at WrestleMania. I am so stoked. All these matches that are announced for WrestleMania, dude, are all awesome. And
man, how much more confident is that guy on TV, man?
Yes. I don't know what clicked for him, but it all clicked.
It did. It really did. I mean, look, we haven't seen him in the ring in a while, so I don't know if he's gotten any better, working, but he looks really confident on the mic now. He looks really confident in front of people. He sounds, believable for his character. It's really cool to see it.
He's been in there a few times as like in tag teams, not as singles, but he's been in there a lot as a tag.
The other thing I had, goodbye Milky Way. So Milky Way's gone, dude. They're gone. They closed.
R.I.P. Milky Way. They closed early.
Oh God, yeah.
You have a haiku for us?
I don't, man. I'm too upset about it to do a haiku, but maybe next week I'll get you a haiku. What else I got? Jordan Grace. I told you guys, I mean, just the body transformation from her, from where she was the last time you've seen her versus right now. I mean, it looks like a completely different person. I mean, I hope she did it safely. I know, cutting that much weight that quick is not always the safest thing in the world. But man, she looks really great for what she's been doing. She's moving around a lot better in the ring, I think too. She's strong as hell. So awesome to see her do that. I hope she didn't starve herself to death, for the sake of the fans and everything else. So hopefully everything's good there. But then the number one thing I had for my top five was, I'm not a big David Finlay fan, right?
No.
David Finlay having the word rebel written on his ass in italics, like he's a fat girl in pajama pants walking around Walmart, is popping me every time on these New Japan shows.
That's fantastic.
He looks like he's wearing Walmart pants.
Yeah, you've been really on gear lately.
I'm a big gear guy, man. You should look professional.
Gear is it's such a huge deal, and it doesn't get talked. I will get on your train with you. It's not talked about enough about how important gear is, because a lot of people don't. I mean, some people take their gear seriously, but it is super important. It's all about your presentation, and that's what you are that's what you're leading with. That's your first and only impression, and it's got to be good gear. If your gear sucks, you're already written off.
You're in control of it, unless you're in. I don't know how much leeway they give the people in New Japan, but AEW, those people go out there and dress whatever the hell they want to dress with, right? But WWE, they are very careful about what people put on TV and how every character looks and how they sound and what their music's like, and the presentation and the gear and everything is really well done and really professional. But if you're somebody who's an indie wrestler, or you're in a smaller promotion or something like that, where you're in control of your own character and you're in control of your own gear, brother, take it seriously, man. Take it seriously, and you gotta look the part, man. Is what it is. I mean, you wanna dress for the job you want, not the job you have, right? So when you're on an indie show and you're out there in sweatpants and a shirt with barbecue stains on it, you're probably not going to get signed by NXT. I mean, I'm just saying.
I think a really cool thing that Cody said last night in that promo was like, I don't wear suits because I am somebody. I wear suits because I want to be somebody.
Sure.
That was such a good line. That promo, that's going to be my one and only thing that I'll contribute to the top 5 this week, was that Cody promo last night. That promo was insane. He is batting 1,000 on these promos. I can't say that Roman was, because that little face off that they did on SmackDown a couple weeks ago, not Roman's best work. Could clearly tell that was somebody else's words that were coming out of his lips that were not, it just didn't make sense, and it wasn't good.
What was your thoughts on the LA Knight match from last night?
I liked it. The only thing that made me nervous was whenever he hopped up on that top rope and nearly, like, they almost had a little botch there, but LA Knight was so good and strong enough to, save him from Cody not landing on his head. But
yeah, I don't need either one of them getting hurt before Mania.
Right. I'm really interested to see what they do with LA Knight, and especially now they're saying that Bray Wyatt is hurt, and they're also saying that he'll be there at WrestleMania. That doesn't really matter to me really at all. I'm not a big Bray Wyatt fan, never have been, probably never will, but man, I hope they do something awesome with LA Knight. They have to. There's got to be somebody that, you know what they should do, because I heard this. I'm going to give free advice to WWE here on the Podski, because I know they're listening. I heard that they threw out feelers for Stone Cold again, and that there's new plans for Stone Cold possibly at WrestleMania. They should do, versus what? They should do that at WrestleMania. They should have LA Knight and Stone Cold in the ring at the same time. That
feels very WWE and something that they should do.
That would be electric. That would be awesome. I would be all there for that.
Me too, for sure. I'm a big LA Knight fan going back for a decade. So he's somebody that I have a lot of faith in. He's going to have a good match with anybody they've put him in there with.
Yeah, my first exposure to LA Knight was whenever he was Eli Drake in NWA and on Power. That was my first introduction to him, and I loved him on there. Same as much as we love Ricky Starks. We talk about that too a lot. But I love both of them. They were the standouts of that show for me personally, and it's cool to see that both of them are doing really well.
Yep, for sure.
But all right, well, this WrestleMersion that we're gonna do for WrestleMania week, it is gonna be this schedule. We're gonna be making tans, and I couldn't be any more excited. So I am flying in on Tuesday of WrestleMania week, and we don't have anything scheduled for Tuesday. So I'm sure.
Oh, we do.
Oh, you got stuff for me.
We've got stuff. We've got non-wrestling stuff scheduled for Tuesday that you're gonna love.
Yeah, I know that we got non-wrestling stuff scheduled. I'm super pumped for it. So nothing wrestling wise on Tuesday. All the wrestling starts.
There is one thing that I'm going to take you to on Tuesday that is wrestling related.
Okay. Are we going to the dojo?
You're gonna explode. You're going to pop.
Huh?
You're going to pop.
That's going to be, I can't wait for that. But our first official wrestling related shows starts on Wednesday, 4 p.m. We're going to Pandemonium Wrestling, and that there isn't a lot announced for this show already, but we have already mentioned we're going to have Johnny Pandemonium versus Meja Slamovich in the main event. I don't know what kind of match that'll be, but if it's got Slamovich in it, it could turn into something, because isn't she hardcore style?
Yeah, she's not a diva. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I'm excited to see Morrison.
Dude, so am I. Like, I don't know. It's just I feel like every time I see that guy, I just pop even harder every time he comes out. I will watch every show that guy's on.
I love whenever they were talking about him on Major Bros pod one time, and how like he'll come over and like they'll just be having a conversation like during a party, and you look out and he's like on the back deck doing Hindu squats.
Dude, he's a heel on MLW, and it's real funny. You see, he had a promo. I think it was 2 weeks ago or last week, where he cut a heel promo where he acted like he was going to throw up, and then flexed real hard and said, "Is there a doctor? Because these pythons are pretty sick." He's just an idiot. It's awesome.
Oh, he is so good.
So good. It's so good.
We also that's in this show is called the Rumble Riot, and there's a lot of people that are announced for that show. And so far, we got Chris Bay. Chris Bay is in Impact, or at least was. We got the Dark Sheik. I don't know who that is.
You're not going to remember. You're not going to remember either.
Acton Aspen. We got Warhorse. PJ Black. Robert Martyr.
PJ Black. Who's PJ Black?
PJ Black. Oh darn it,
dude! Is that just incredible?
Yes. No. Give me a second. Justin Gabriel.
Oh, okay. I'm good. I'm up for that.
And I don't know. There's so many other ones that are not even mentioned on here. Effie is going to be there. We were going to try to Effie's Big Gay Brunch, but we got another show that we're going to go to instead.
You want to hear my opinion on that, on Effie? What they should have done with Effie?
What should they have done?
They should have brought him into NXT and had him be the male wrestler in Toxic Attraction.
Okay, that would have been, yeah. That would have worked.
Hey, I'm just throwing out ideas.
Give you the book, man.
Give me the book, dude.
Should have had it long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this Rumble Riot has rules to it. So it's kind of like a Royal Rumble. There's whoever manages to outlast the other competitors becomes the Rumble Riot champion. If a competitor goes over the top rope and both their feet touch the ground, they're eliminated. The final two participants can only eliminate each other by pinfall or submission. So that's actually a cool idea, because then you just don't get them thrown out of the ring. You can get like an actual kind of match.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
It starts with 4 competitors every 90 seconds. Is that Titan time? I don't know. We'll see what if Mongoose is watching this show. He'll be flying in and giving somebody a stunner, because if they don't have the time correctly.
Well, hopefully it won't be the same guy that was running the clock for that stupid tag team battle royal a couple of weeks ago on AEW.
That was so bad. A competitor must enter the ring within 90 seconds after they are announced. If they fail to get in the ring before then, they're eliminated. That is a cool idea.
Yeah.
And if the tag team enters the riot as one, they will then be treated as one competitor. And if one individual is eliminated, then the team is eliminated. So that is cool. And both individuals will end up being the final two, and they are both crowned as champions. That is a cool idea. I'm really into this. I hope we see some cool stuff.
Oh, we will. We definitely will.
Because there's definitely not a lot of those are the only 2 things that are announced for this show. And I'm super excited for this.
No, it's gonna be great. I mean, I'm excited. Like the cool thing about all these shows too, man, is that there's so many people in town that are going to be working those shows that you're going to see people come in and out of all these different shows throughout the whole course of the week. So, we might see, TJP a couple times, or you might see, Billy Starks a couple times, or whatever it ends up being. So I'm looking forward to it, man, because I think we're going to get a lot of big pops from people coming out that we don't expect.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm excited about. I'm ready to see the surprise entrance into this Rumble Riot, because I feel like
it'll be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
For sure.
They had to move the venue. So I think I told you that they had to, not only did they change the time, because we were going to go to that show at night. That show was supposed to be at night in Burbank. But the venue that they were going to run in is really tiny. They sold so many tickets, they had to move the damn show, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Yeah, because we were going to go to that. That was supposed to be at 8 p.m. and that was going to be our only show of the day.
Yeah.
And it ended up turned into it's going to be our first show, but not our last show.
And also going to be in attendance is going to be
our buddy George from the Royal Rumble podcast we did.
Yes, I was going to ask you on here if he was still coming because he bought the tickets before.
Yeah.
So
I tried to get him to come to the second show too, but I don't think he can do it. But the last time I talked to him, which was pretty recently, he told me he was coming. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with him and going to a show with you guys.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I'm so excited for that show. I didn't think about like the people that weren't announced, like how much of a surprise they probably will be. So that is at 4 p.m. and then at 8 p.m. they're running back-to-back shows in the same venue. So that was the main reason for getting the tickets to this other show is Relentless Wrestling. The only thing that I've noticed about these shows, I don't think that they are going to be broadcasted anywhere. So I didn't find any information on them actually where you can be able to watch these shows, but
they might. Yeah, that's a good question. I can look into that this weekend.
Yeah, because they don't have anything listed, so I don't know if these shows can be, or if they're being televised or not. But this show has a 4-way match between Act Yakuzawa, Brooke Havoc, Kid Bandit, and Billy Starks. And that's going to be a 4-way match. So I know Billy Starks sounds really familiar to me.
Billy Starks is a young female worker that has got a hell of a future, but they need to let her keep working indies and get better before anybody signs her. And the person I'm talking to with that is Tony Khan, who's got a habit of just signing people because he's heard they're pretty good. But that girl's going to be really good if you just let her keep doing her thing for a little while yet.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard of Brooke Havoc. I've heard of Kid Bandit before. Never have watched any of them wrestle. So I'm really excited because this is going to be so awesome because these are all going to be a lot of people that I've never seen before. And I probably won't ever see like in this setting ever again. So it's going to be really awesome to see these people for the first time. And that's what I'm really excited for. And then next we got another 4-way match. We got Davey Richards versus TJP and Tom Lawler, and then there's going to be a surprise for that match. So
all 3 of those guys are fantastic.
Yes, all 3 of them are awesome. I'm excited to see Tom Lawler.
Yeah.
We got Chris Bay versus Alan Angels. I've seen a lot of Chris Bay matches because I watched Impact there during the pandemic. So that's where I got introduced to Chris Bay. We all know Alan Angels from the Dork Order. And yes, they're gonna remain the Dork Order on this show as long as I'm running it because I'm sick and tired of seeing them.
We got Chris Bay pulling double duty here. He's going to be in their Pandemonium Rumble ride, then he's turning right around and doing the Relentless show. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I figured that would kind of happen with some of these shows, how they're just going to be running in the same building all the shows that day, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then we got JTG versus your boy Zicky Dice.
That's going to be awesome, man.
That match is going to be awesome. I can't wait for that. JTG, if you don't remember, he was from Crime Time and WWE. That is, I'm so excited to see them both.
Yeah.
Dice, another NWA power left over.
Yeah, Zicky Dice was trained by Rollins, right?
I think so. I want to say yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Or he was.
And then the only match announced for this one left is a 6-man elimination match with Robert Martyr, Adam Brooks, Kita, JV Vital. I'm sorry, I'm butchering these names all up. Danny Limelight and Andrew Everett.
I mean, the only guy I've heard of, Jay Vidal. I don't even know what he looks like. Danny Limelight can work. I'm not a huge fan of him, but the other guys I don't know who they are.
Andrew Everett, I feel like I've seen him on Twitter. I think he is like a dude that does like all that high flying stuff, but he's always doing it on the wrestling dummies. I think that's him. He does all these like 550s or 450s splashes and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's him. Yeah, so that card looks awesome.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
I'm super excited for that one. So that's our Wednesday. So we got 2 shows on Wednesday. We got Pandemonium Wrestling and Relentless Wrestling. And then Thursday is our big day. So This schedule for
We
Thursday.
got to figure out what we're gonna do for food, dude. Like, we're gonna have to get protein bars to keep them in the car. Yes, we're gonna be driving all across LA, so we got to figure out what the hell we're gonna eat on this trip.
Yeah, Thursday. This show. The shows are wild. So we're starting.
I think what I'm gonna do, Baker, is go to Costco or Walmart or someplace and get a big pack of Hot Pockets, man, and throw them in the fridge in the hotel because we're gonna be grabbing and going, dude.
Yeah, we literally don't have any room for error this day. Like
I told you, I'm telling you, man, we got that McDonald's app. We got the McDonald's app. It's always always the saving grace. Is the McDonald's app because look, I'm getting tons of points on that damn thing, and I'm going to use all my points to get free stuff whenever I drive cross country in the summer.
That's actually such a great idea. I didn't think about that.
You got to save money, man. You got to figure out how to save money. We've already spent $3,000 on these tickets.
Didn't spend $3,000.
I'm so glad I paid you in advance, dude, and didn't wait to pay you until now.
I'm so glad that we went and got the tickets when we did.
I know.
All of those ticket prices skyrocketed, or they sold out instantly.
Well, hey, that's good for us to know that because next year it's going to be me and you plus other people, so it'll be good for us to be able to give those guys an idea of what to expect.
Right. Absolutely. So again, this Thursday schedule, we're doing 4 shows that are going to span the entire day. We're starting it off with Santino Bros Wrestling at 11.
Yeah.
This show is going to rock. This venue is like the size of a Sunoco. At least from what I've seen on Twitter, is like this venue is small and I can't wait because we're sitting front row. You're going to see your boys front row, Santino Bros Wrestling, 11
a.m.
which is not 11 a.m. That's 11 a.m. Pacific time, which would be 2 p.m. Good guys time.
Bad guys time, but yeah.
No, good guys time. And that'll be on the Fite app for $7.99. You can see that show.
Guys, listen, get Fite Plus. It's $5 a month. Just get Fite Plus.
Yes. So this show, I only know one person on this show. Actually, I know 2. So the first match that I have here is Bad Dude Tito versus Matt Vandergriff. And
I don't know who those people are.
They're on the screen right now.
I don't have any idea who either one of them are.
Yeah, I don't either. But I'm super excited for this. This is part of GCW's The Collective. So they're all, so we're gonna get some I feel like we're gonna get some GCW influence in there early. Because it's in the same venue as later on in the day where we're going. So another match is the Inner City Championship. This is gonna be a women's match, a triple threat with Heather Monroe, which is the only other person I knew, Delilah Doom and Johnny Robbie. So I don't know the other 2, but I'm here for it because I feel like Delilah Doom looks like a Glow. Like she looks like she's from Glow.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
Let me look her up. That sounds really familiar. Let me see if I do know who that is. I should do.
We're getting Jack Farmer. I'm not sure who Jack Farmer is either, but he looks like an announcer.
Okay, Delijah Doom is not who I thought of. I was thinking it was the girl that was on AEW that night in Colorado, and when they had MJF up in the booth, and he had that Asian woman with him. She's a wrestler.
Do you see who's on the screen right now?
I can't. All I see is the schedule.
Oh, can you see it on the left side?
No. That's all right. I got my phone. I just looked her up.
No.
I just saw Justin Gabriel.
No, here. You see it now?
Yeah, nothing's coming up. I don't know.
What is going on here? It looks like Brody King. You see
who?
I feel like Brody King teaches at that school.
I mean, maybe he does sometimes. I don't know.
He might be he might be a teacher at that school. I'm super excited if that, like, what if we would get Brody King at that show? That would be so sick.
Sure. What else we got here? Dom Kubrick.
Yeah, we got Dom Kubrick and Lucas Riley versus the Boom Squad.
I don't know those guys. Dom Kubrick, I mean, his Uncle Stanley was a hell of a worker in his own industry. I remember that, but I don't know. I don't know him other than that.
They're on. You can't see my full screen. I'm not sure why you can't.
I don't know. I'm not sure why either. It's just coming up with the schedule.
And then we got Chi Cabrera versus Willie Mack. So Willie Mack was the one that I knew.
Dude, Willie Mack's awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. We got Willie Mack and Chi Cabrera, and then we got Kid Bandit versus Eli Everfly.
I know the name of Eli Everfly. I don't know who it is, but Kid Bandit has been one of the bigger names on the indies for women's wrestling.
Yep. Yeah, Kid Bandit's been out for a while. Can you see that now?
I can see it now.
Okay. I don't know why that wasn't working like that.
Yeah, I don't know who those people are.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I'm super excited.
Cool.
So that's our first show of the day. That's 11 a.m. You can see that on Fite. If you get the Fite Plus, it's $5. What did you say? It's $5.99.
$5. It's like $4.99.
$4.99. And then the big show.
And I'll say this too about Fite Plus. I watch a lot of stuff on Fite Plus. There's a lot of content. It is worth $5 a month. It really is.
Awesome. And then so this is another one. This is a big show. This is going to be at 4. This is the Mark Hitchcock SuperShow. This is part of WrestleCon, and it's at 4 p.m. And this is exclusive to HighspotsTV, which I don't think you can individually buy the show. You have to subscribe to HighspotsTV to see it, and I believe the subscription for that is $14.99. I don't know what else is.
I thought it was lower than that because I had one for a little while.
They might have changed it. It could just be me. That could be my.
I'm checking it right now. I just want to make sure. Let's see where it's at here for subscriptions. Unlimited streaming 7-day trial. And then what is it after that? Let's see. I thought it was 10 when I canceled mine. Let's see here. Maybe it is $15.
Maybe they upped it.
7 day. I can't find a price after the trial. It's $10. It's $9.99.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
After
send
your 7-day trial, you'll be charged $10 a month.
Gotcha. Okay. So
I mean, I watched a pretty good amount of stuff on there too when I had it.
yeah, I'm not sure what all else is on High Spots.
They've got a pretty good catalog in terms of like, promotions that might not be around anymore. Like a lot of indie promotions that might not be around. There's a lot of stuff on there.
Okay.
I would say that if you're a big fan of watching indie wrestling or watching people that aren't on mainstream TV, it probably is worth $10.
Probably. But for this show, we got Davey Richards and Tom Lawler again. They were on the Relentless show. They're going to be teaming up together to face Kenta and Brian Keith.
Dude, how great is that?
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. We got Shigeru Iri.
Kenta is so good. Kenta is so good right now, man.
I've never seen Kenta live. I'm super excited to see him live. You have been putting over Brian Keith for a long time.
Oh, I love the Bounty Hunter, man. He's awesome.
Yes, you've been putting him over a lot lately here on the pod. Davey Richards and Tom Lawler. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Tommy. Like, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah.
But we got Shigeru Iri versus Speedball Mike Bailey.
Let's do it. I'm all in on that, man. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, that one's gonna be awesome. We got Negro Cassis versus Ultimo Dragon. I'm stoked for that. I am stoked to see Ultimo Dragon.
I can't wait for that, man. Like he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm hoping that they're going to sell stuff because if I walk out of that venue without an Ultimo Dragon shirt, I'm going to be really upset about it.
I feel like they got to.
And that's his first match in North America in like 10 years or 20 years or something, right?
I can't remember the last time he had a match where I could like, I can't even think of it.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Whatever it is, it's a big deal.
It is. I'm super stoked about that.
And Negro Casas, I'm not super familiar with, but that match, I mean, just being able to see Ultimo Dragon live, I'm gonna be popping my ass off in a crowd for that.
Yeah, and that is the venue that we're going to for this show is where they do all those PWG shows for like Battle of Los Angeles and stuff like that. It's a smaller venue. We're in row 4, like, or 5, I think. Like we're gonna be right at the ring. And so if you want to see this, you can see it on High Spots. You can get a subscription for the $9.99, or you can do the free trial and cancel, which was probably
do that too. Yeah.
If you're only going to do a one-off. But yeah, and then the next match we got here is the AAA. So AAA, the Mexican promotion, their mega title is going to be a 3-way between Commander, which we just saw on AEW a couple weeks ago, Vikingo, who everybody puts over as being like one of the best wrestlers in the world right now, and Black Taurus.
He's young too. Vikingo's young too.
Yeah. That match is going to be absolutely bonkers.
Dude, Black Taurus is awesome. He's like, I love how violent that guy is and how he lays all his stuff in, man. Like he's a big, aggressive, strong dude. Like that's going to be a lot of fun. And because you know, Commander and Vikingo are going to be selling like crazy for that.
They're going to be flying around too. Oh, this show is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be. Vikingo is special. He's a special talent.
Absolutely. We also got the Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. We got a 10-woman tag showcase. I don't really know. There's no names or anything announced for that yet, so I don't know what we're gonna see. But I'm here for it. That one's gonna be wild. I feel like.
As long as we get Maki Ito on one of these shows, man, that's that for the Tokyo Joshi Pro. As long as we get Maki Ito at one of these events, I'm gonna be really happy with that.
Yes. Oh, Maki Ito, man, I hope she's at one of those shows.
She will be, because I think she's on the card for one of the GCW things, if I'm not mistaken.
Perfect. Oh, yeah, she's going to Janela Spring Break.
Okay.
But we're going to be at a different show that at the same time. Janela Spring Break, if you want to, yes, that is going to happen during the New Japan show. That's right after this one. It's going to happen at 8 p.m. That's why we didn't go to that show, but it's sold out instantly.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay is announced for the show. He didn't have a match yet, so I'm still excited to see Will Ospreay live. I've never seen Will Ospreay live. He is absolutely special. He's just as special as Vikingo, so hopefully he didn't tweak his shoulder too bad in a New Japan Cup match, because I heard he tweaked his shoulder a little bit. So hopefully he's all right and he makes it to the show. And then finally we got this was just announced today, is Josh Alexander versus Michael Aku. Josh Alexander, for me, is pretty dry charisma-wise, but he's a damn good wrestler. He's the Impact World Champion. So that, I'm sure, will be a absolute bonkers match.
Michael Oku is a British guy who's super talented that everybody talks about. So to my knowledge, I've never seen him work, at least especially not live. But I'm really looking forward to seeing that match, because look, man, the good thing about some of this stuff too is you hear these names that get tossed around about people that are like up and comers, or they're small promotion talent, indie talent, whatever it ends up being, and then you go to events like this and you get to see these people live, in a small like more intimate environment. It's just like it is going to see a band. Like when you go to see a big concert, it's very different than seeing a band in a small venue, right? Very different environment. So being able to catch these guys as they're on their way up, on their upswing with their career, in a small venue, I think is going to be really special.
Yeah, that's what I'm really excited. That's what we're doing. WrestleMania is to get guys on the way up.
And the thing too about Ospreay, man, like I know they didn't announce a match for him yet, but I mean, I've said this multiple times. I think Will Ospreay's the number one talent in the world right now. He really is. For me, he is. He's the number one wrestler in the world. So I'm hoping that he's good to go and we can get him in a match with, I don't care who the hell he works with. I mean, work with the Blue Meanie for all I give a shit. I just want to see the guy work live.
Absolutely. So that's the Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show. That's at 4 p.m. on Thursday of WrestleMania week. So, and then right after that, we're staying at the same building. We got an 8 o'clock show, the New Japan versus Impact Multiverse United show. That is also going to be on Fite TV, the Fite Plus.
So some of those shows that are on Fite, you might have to pay extra for, just like it was with Battle in the Valley. Because even though I had a New Japan sub and a Fite Plus sub, I still had to buy that separately. So I'm inclined to think that you won't be able to watch the New Japan versus Impact Multiverse United show unless you pay for it separately.
Yeah, because it wasn't listed with Fite Plus. I don't think it was just listed as $24.99.
That sounds right.
Yeah, especially for the price that these tickets were.
Sure.
We are going to be sitting in the same spot, literally the same exact spot that we were sitting just hours beforehand for the Mark Hitchcock show. But this lineup is awesome. We got Moose versus Jeff Cobb, Haas fight.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely sign me up for that.
Yep.
Then we got a knockouts title with Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo versus Giselle Shaw. And is that Miyu Yamashita?
I'm not super familiar with those last two, but Purrazzo's awesome. She's really great, and Mickie James, of course, being able to see her live, I think is going to be a lot of fun. But that as dumb as it sounds like, I know we talked about the. I think that was last weekend. With Mongoose, we talked about the Impact belts. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that belt live. I want to see their belts look so good. I can't wait to see their belts for the Impact shows.
Yeah, Giselle Shaw, she is Scott D'Amore's girlfriend.
I don't know if I know who she is.
Yeah, she does a lot of indie stuff, but she, I think, now is moving into Impact now.
Yeah, I'm looking at who she is right now. I can't place her. I'm not sure if I've ever seen her or not. But Miyu Yamashita, let me look her up too real quick here. I don't think I'm too familiar with her yet either. Let's see. Yeah, I can't place her either. I don't know if I've seen her or not either. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be the fact that they're going to be in there with Purrazzo and Mickie James. It's going to be a good match.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we got an X Division Championship. This match is going to be bonkers. This is Trey Miguel versus Frankie Kazarian versus Rich Swann, Kevin Knight, Clark Connors, and Rocky Romero.
So the star of that match, I'm going to call it right now, is going to be Kevin Knight. Because Kevin Knight's one of these guys from the New Japan Dojo that's one of their best. He might be their best prospect in the States, man. He's awesome. Kevin Knight's really, really great. High flyer. He's got a great look, got a good build. He's got good presentation, man. I think that guy's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, am I excited for that? That is going to.
Connors is going to go 1,000 miles an hour in that match.
Yes.
And kill everybody. he's a physical guy that has one speed.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited for that.
And we get to see Kazarian live, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. I saw Kazarian during, I think he was on that Full Gear show that I went to for AEW.
Yeah.
I think he was on that show in 2019. I could be wrong. And then we got Will Ospreay versus Speedball Mike Bailey. That's going to be
take my money.
Absolutely.
If they make shirts of just that match, I'm probably going to buy a shirt.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Then we got Josh Alexander versus Kushida. That's going to be an awesome match again.
I love Kushida so much, man. He's so good.
Yes, this show is going to be awesome. And then we got the Impact Tag titles, Bullet Club versus Aussie Open versus TMDK versus Motor City Machine Guns.
So who is Bullet Club?
Let me look that up right now because
I wonder who they're saying is Bullet Club in that match.
I did see it earlier, but I didn't keep it.
It's got to be. There's not really. Well, Ospreay. I was trying to think in Cobb. I was trying to think if there was. Who is that? Is that
Chris Bay and Ace Austin?
They're Bullet Club.
I guess.
I don't know. I didn't know that.
I
Okay.
didn't know that either.
They're both good. I'm not, not that I don't want to see them. I just didn't know they were Bullet Club members.
Right. I didn't either.
Aussie Open's great. I mean, they're fantastic. I mean, they both have looked really good as singles wrestlers in the New Japan Cup so far. I mean, they're doing something special with Kyle Fletcher, because they must know that guy's going to be a player in the future as a singles guy too, because they're kind of presenting him in a certain way. They're both pretty awesome.
Yeah.
TMDK, I'm always going to mark out for TMDK because I love Shane Haste and the other guy. What the hell's that guy's name? I'm blanking on his name, but they were in NXT. Those guys were in NXT.
Oh, okay. Shane Thorne?
Shane Thorne is Shane Haste now in New Japan.
Oh, okay.
And that's the same group that Zack Sabre Jr.'s in, and they've got a young line that they just pulled into that group too. I can't remember what that guy's name is.
Gotcha.
Mikey Nichols, I think is it Mickey Nichols? Mikey Nichols, I think, is the other guy in TMDK.
Oh, okay.
I think Mikey Nichols is the guy that got hurt in NXT, and then he went back. I think he quote unquote retired and went back to either Australia or New Zealand. I can't remember where he was from, and then came out of retirement and started working in New Japan. But that was when they pulled Shane Thorne. They made him a singles guy, and he was doing okay. But then they put him in a furry jacket. You remember that? They put him in a furry vest. And had him start getting his ass kicked all the time, and they ruined it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then because he was the second furry vest guy, because they killed EC3 with the furry vest, and then they killed Shane Thorne with it.
We can't mention EC3 on this show.
I like him. He's as a former coach, you got to get that guy on a yoga program. His hips are too tight.
Yeah.
He's got to get some flexibility.
Yeah, no flexibility at all. This next match though, man, this is gonna be awesome. Kenta versus Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
Let's go. That one is totally worth the price. That one's totally worth the price of admission.
It's going to be great. It's going to be really great. Kenta is just an incredible heel, just a real dastardly heel, and he's great in the ring, and he's just so unlikable, but he's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be so awesome. And then our final match has been announced so far is an 8-man tag.
Look at the card. This card is making me want to just go to sleep for this match.
Yeah, with known sweater, Fred Rosser, Coughlin, your favorite, Sammy Callahan.
Oh, God.
PCO versus Eddie Edwards, Joe Hendry, Tommy Lawler, and JR Kratos.
I mean, we can go through this guy by guy. I mean, I have nothing against Fred Rosser. I think he's fine. He's fine for what he is. He doesn't move the needle for me, but I'm fine with Fred Rosser, man. Go do your thing, and I hope you work for another 30 years and get paid every day of your life. But Alex Coughlin, I'm not super familiar with him. Sammy Callahan is in my probably bottom 5 of all time. I don't ever want to see him again. And then,
PCO, in color.
Dude, PCO, it's going to be awesome to see him live. I don't know what he's going to have in store for everybody, but PCO is pretty great. Going back to him, man, did you ever watch that match between him and Bret Hart when he stole Bret Hart's jacket during the New Gen era?
Yes.
When he does that flip to the outside and lands on his back?
Yes.
Dude, what are you doing? I saw that pretty recently, and I was just sitting here laughing because I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, that was so unsafe to do that.
So unsafe. It's a wonder he didn't break his entire spinal.
He's been doing that stuff for 40 years now. It seems like
he's not human. That's why he's still doing it.
I mean, he's in the thing. I don't know if he's done this yet, but I did hear that he was promising to do even crazier stuff with his character pretty recently. And I'm like, what are you going to do that's crazier than acting like you're Frankenstein?
How much further can they go? They already hooked him up to a car battery and brought him back to life on TV.
It's unreal. Eddie Edwards, I am not a fan of at all. And then Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry was in Ring of Honor, and he was like an up and comer in Ring of Honor there for a while. And he's really good. So that guy will be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Tom, I think he's from Scotland. Then Lawler. Obviously Tom Lawler's going to be awesome. We're going to see Tom Lawler like every day that you're in town. So that's going to be fun. Then JR Kratos, I don't need to see JR Kratos ever work it live, but whatever.
Yeah. I don't really care. I'm excited to see PCO, and I'm excited to see Tommy Lawler again.
Yeah, it'll be fine because PCO and Hendry and Lawler are going to keep us entertained. It'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's all that's announced as of right now for the New Japan Impact Multiverse United show. That is the 8 p.m. show. But then we brought it back. We are going to do a midnight show. We're going to GCW for the culture to end our day and start our Friday. This show is going to be awesome. And we will be front row Podski chilling for this show.
We might stand out.
But the thing about this venue is that we're literally like, I can't express to you how close we are going to be to the ring, because that's the same venue that they ran for that GCW show a couple weeks ago. And like, you're literally like sitting less than 5 feet away from the ring.
Oh, there's no barricade. You can throw stuff in the ring. You can hit the wrestlers, whatever you want to do. I mean, obviously we're not going to do that, but there's very little space on the outside between where people are sitting and where their ring starts.
I might get in there and hit the ropes real quick, flat out. But this show, GCW for the culture, this is going to be on Fite TV again. If you don't want to buy the Fite subscription, it's $7.99. This is going to be a midnight show for the bad guys time. If you're a normal person and live on the East Coast, this is going to be at 3 a.m. in the morning. So
wake up at 3 a.m. and watch us on the show.
Yeah. Yes. But this card is actually pretty sweet. I love this. We got Rich Swann versus JTG. So we're going to see JTG again.
And Rich Swann again, too. Yeah, that's good.
Rich Swann again. We got the Hitmakers versus Shane Taylor Promotions, which I know that Mongoose and I believe yourself are not Shane Taylor fans.
Not a Shane Taylor fan.
I
don't know who the Hitmakers are. I'm not sure who that is.
Let me pull it up here.
I can pull it up too. I should have already done it. Hitmakers wrestling. Okay, who we got here? Clay Jacobs and Boom Hayden. Is that right? Are they Hit Row? Are they the guys that got released from Hit Row?
Oh, that is Hit Row.
I think it is.
That is Hit. We're gonna see Hit Row.
Yeah, I don't know if who were they in WWE though? Tahuti Miles? Is that the same guy, or is that a different guy?
I don't know who the guy.
I remember that.
I don't know who the guy on the left is, but that's Top Dollar and BFAB.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It is.
That's gonna be.
How are they on? I wonder how they're on that show.
I don't know.
Interesting.
How did they get on that show?
I don't know. You'd think we would have heard something about that already.
Right.
No, whatever. That's cool.
Yeah. And then this will be a great friend of the show, beautiful Bobby Winters. He's going to love this match. Tasha Steelz versus Big Swole.
I mean, I'm good with Tasha Steelz.
Yeah. Totally cool with Tasha Steelz.
Is this Big Swole's first match back?
Who knows? Then next we got Trish Adora versus MJ Jenkins.
I don't know Jenkins, but Trish Adora works a lot of shows. She's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And then we got AJ Gray versus Darius Lockhart.
I don't know them.
I don't either. Then we got Too Cold Scorpio versus Brian Keith.
Oh yeah. Give me Too Cold Scorpio. We go on step all the way to the bounty hunter. Let's do it.
That's gonna be awesome. And then we got Hoodfoot.
Scorpio still throws himself around the ring too.
I hope he does the flip off top rope.
Oh, he's going to do it. We're going to see it live, and it's going to be right. It's going to be right in front of us, and it's going to be awesome.
It is going to be so great. I hope the ring doesn't bust. And then we got Hoodfoot versus Billy Dixon, which I believe
Hoodfoot works a lot.
I believe Billy Dixon is like the one that puts this whole show together for GCW.
Okay.
Because that's where I usually get all my information from him on Twitter. So shout out Billy Dixon, because I believe he is very active on the podcast scene. But yeah, and then we got I know that we got Kenny King is going to be there as well. Kevin Knight, as mentioned earlier, from the New Japan show. I'm
guessing that we're not going to get a Cornette sighting with Kenny King being there.
Probably not.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Like I know I put this guy over a couple times. Kevin Knight's pretty damn good.
I'm excited. I want you've been talking him up. I want to see him now. And we also got Leo Rush. I'm really excited to see Leo Rush.
I love Leo Rush, man. And he's gonna retire before the show. He's gonna record an album. He's gonna then unretire. He's gonna work the match. He's gonna retire in the ring. It's gonna be really emotional. You know, he's gonna get the confetti. He's gonna be coming down on top of him. Then he's gonna come out of retirement. He's gonna record an album, and then he'll go back in retirement, come out of retirement again, work the next night. Hats off to him. I don't know how you keep that all straight in your head, Leo, but you're doing a hell of a job.
He is such a good worker.
He's awesome, dude. He's so awesome. And I can't wait to see him in Hiromu Takahashi in that match for the light heavyweight belt in New Japan. It's gonna be awesome.
It is gonna be awesome. I thought that he had a match announced, but I'm not seeing one right now.
For who?
For Leo Rush. I know that he's announced for the show, but I haven't seen.
Is he still on the flyer, for the main flyer?
I believe
go up a little bit. Is he on that one right there? Oh wait, now is that him? Let me see here. You'd think he'd be kind of towards the front.
Yeah, I don't see him on there now, but I know that he was announced at one point.
Let's see. Well, maybe we'll get him at the
maybe
New
yeah.
Japan show.
Who's that guy?
I don't know. I'm not sure who that is. Jody Fleisch. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. Oh man, it's gonna be awesome.
I mean, I would assume we're gonna get Leo Rush at some point that weekend.
I'd assume so too.
Let me see if anything comes up.
Myron Reed, he was announced for the show as well.
Myron Reed's really good. That's another guy that was in that. He was in the same faction in MLW as Jordan Oliver.
Oh, okay.
And they both put on good size. They both put on a lot of good muscle mass. Which is what they needed to do, because they were both super skinny.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'm trying not to get these confused with with the other For the Cultures that have happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here it is. March 25th on Fightful. They Hitmakers, Hit Row put out a diss track promoting For the Culture, and they're going to be at.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious why we haven't heard anything from anybody else talking about them working a show outside WWE.
I know, right?
You think somebody would have said something about that,
right?
Because that's usually a big deal.
Well, here we go, right here. Leo Rush versus Trish Adora was added for the Culture, and but they have Trish Adora versus Big Swole, so maybe Leo couldn't do the show.
Maybe he pulled out for something.
Dang, that sucks.
Well, I mean, look, we might get him. We might still get him, because if he's in town, that means he's gonna be working more than one show.
Right. Maybe he's at Pandemonium Pro.
Could be.
But yeah, this show, for it being a midnight show, and I wasn't sure what to expect, this is going to be awesome. Like, yeah. I'm super excited for that show now. And we're going to be up close and personal. We're literally going to be like inches from the ring.
I mean, I would think that if he could probably end up being on that New Japan Impact show in some capacity, I would think.
Probably. But yeah. All right. Well, that is our Thursday. Thursday is our biggest day. We got a show We got Santino Bros at 11 a.m. You can catch that on Fite. The Mark Hitchcock show at 4 p.m. That is on HighspotsTV. You can, then 8 o'clock, we got the New Japan Impact Multiverse United, and that is on Fite TV. And we got the GCW for the Culture, which is also on Fite TV, and that is at midnight on Friday morning. And I'm super stoked for all this.
I really hope we get Leo Rush at some point, man. That guy's creativity in the ring and his athleticism. I mean, it's just you talk about people that got one speed. I mean, that guy is 100 miles an hour with everything he does. Super creative in the ring, man. I really hope we get to see that live.
And he also has like a really alter ego that he does a lot of times for GCW. Like it's more like an XX Tentacion type character, if you know who that is.
I know the name.
He was a rapper.
Yeah.
R.I.P. But yeah, it that's kind of like his alter ego, and it's cool. I like it. But yeah, then our Friday is just as jam packed, and we're starting our day at noon. Back at the same building that we were at for the Hitchcock and the New Japan show. We're going back for the Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, and I have no idea what to expect for this show.
I don't either.
I couldn't find any card for it announced, and I've never watched a single Tokyo Joshi Pro show ever. The only person I know is Maki Ito.
Well, I am purposely not watching anything from Tokyo Joshi Pro because I want to go in there with a clear mind, and I just want to watch it unfold. That's all I want to see.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. And that's our first show, and I don't believe that one's going to be televised. It's probably going to be on the Tokyo Joshi Pro.
It is. It's on Fight Plus.
It's on Fight Plus. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm almost positive it is. It's definitely on there. It's definitely listed on Fight. I don't know whether you're going to get it with the Fight Plus subscription or if you're going to pay for it separately, but it's definitely on there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to see that or not. But all right, well then we got our next show, which is going to be Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. That's going to be at 4 p.m. I'm assuming you're going to be able to buy that on Honor Club and or on Fite. I don't know. I couldn't find any information. You'd think that, Tony Khan bought this property, he would promote it better, but
I can't remember if I saw it on Fite when I was looking around last night or not.
I searched for it on Fite and I couldn't find it. So that's what makes me think it's only going to be on Honor Club.
Okay.
And if it's on Honor Club, it's probably gonna be like $30.
Well, if it's on Honor Club, it should be $10, right?
Oh yeah, well yeah, it should be. It should come with your subscription to Honor Club.
It better be included with that. If they're making people sign up for a subscription and you can't watch that show when they only have 3 big shows a year, that's pretty terrible.
Yeah. But there's nothing announced yet. I'm assuming they're running we're recording this on Tuesday the 14th. And they're running shows on Thursdays and so this show will already air as their show is going on. So I feel like they're going to announce a lot of matches on that card, but the only thing that is announced as of right now is the Reach for the Sky ladder match, and that's going to be in remembrance of Jay Briscoe, and I'm really sure they're going to do a lot of cool stuff for the Briscoes at this show. It should be a really good one. I don't have any doubts that this show will not be awesome.
And it's at the Galen Center, which is a good venue. That's where USC plays basketball. That's a good spot.
And we got really good seats for that. So we won't be sitting front row, but we will be sitting in the first row of the upper deck on an aisle seat. So like we got great seats for that. I'm super excited for that.
I haven't been keeping up with what they've been doing with the tapings or what the ROH shows have been going. Are they going to name new tag champs?
I don't know because I haven't followed it either. So I haven't, because it's all on.
Or is he gonna pick another like tag team partner? Like I haven't heard anything.
I'm not sure.
But I know that in the graphic, Mark Briscoe's in the graphic, and so is Claudio and other people too. So I'm sure everybody will be there. They just haven't announced who's gonna be taking on who yet.
Right. I'm sure that we're gonna get an awesome card, especially because it's WrestleMania week and all that. I'm sure we're going to get something really good out of it. I don't doubt that, because we all know how AEW likes to do stuff. Their weekly TVs don't mean anything anymore, but they are undefeated in pay-per-views.
Sure.
But this is, so we don't really have anything for that show at 4 p.m. for Ring of Honor, but the show that I am the most excited for outside of WrestleMania is the show that we're going to at 8 p.m. And this is a show that Andretti found, and I can't express to you how excited I am for the show.
It looks unbelievable.
It is it is going to be it looks so good. So this is going to be WPW WrestleMania 3. Russell Crowe Wrestling WrestleMania 3. And it doesn't
they had to put in the graphic Russell Crowe will not be wrestling.
But it has Russell Crowe and Gladiator standing there.
Dude, they've got a guy dressed like a Pop-Tart.
They have a guy dressed up as a Pop-Tart. They have Cereal Man. They have a woman dressed up as a chicken. Another person dressed up, it looks like King Harley Race, but is like Haiku. And I don't know what that Yeti thing is there in the center.
And that might be Giant Gonzalez. I'm not sure who that is.
I don't know, but this show is insane. The fact that they have a guy that wrestles as a Pop-Tart, I'm all in.
It's going to be a really so for people who don't know, the whole plan for how we put these shows together was that we were purposely trying to get different experiences with everything that we did. And we wanted it to be wrestling immersion, like I said earlier. So part of Wrestle Immersion is you get all these different environments, right? And I really wanted to make sure that we did Tokyo Joshi Pro because we don't know anything about it, right? And I really wanted to make sure that we got something that was just outrageous like this. So this is going to be awesome.
I can't wait. This is so awesome.
What was that guy's name? There's a guy named Terry Gordy who's dressed like a gourd. It's stuff like that, man.
That one buckled me. Live on the air buckled me. I just can't express to you how awesome this show is going to be and how excited Wrestling Pro Wrestling is the promotion. Wrestling Pro Wrestling's Russell Crowe Wrestling WrestleMania 3.
It's just so funny that they had to put in the graphic Russell Crowe will not be wrestling.
Yes. And that is
or attending.
That is the headline under the show.
It's awesome.
When you buy a ticket, you're a Russell Croniac. I can't wait. This show I'm so excited for. But that is our Friday. We got Tokyo Joshi Pro at noon. We got Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor at 4, which will be 7. All of these times that I've given to you are in Pacific time. So yeah. Tokyo Joshi Pro is going to be at 3 p.m. Ring of Honor is going to be at 7 p.m. And Russell Crowe Wrestling is going to be at 11 p.m.
Yeah, Eastern time.
Eastern times.
Yeah.
So that's our Friday. And then Saturday, things start to slow up for us. We got NXT Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, start to slow up. We're gonna be at crypto at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right. It's Stand and Deliver, 9:30 a.m. That starts at noon p.m. On Saturday morning. That is the NXT Stand and Deliver show that'll be on Peacock. So if you have your Peacock subscription, you'll be able to watch that show. All that's been announced so far is a women's title ladder match with Roxanne Perez versus a opponent who is going to be announced. They're starting qualifying matches tonight on NXT for her opponent. So this will air after all of those have already happened. So we don't know who that might be.
Who do you put in that match, Baker?
Huh?
Who do you think it'll be?
I don't know.
It's probably going to be somebody on the roster, because if they're bringing in Gargano to take on Grayson Waller, they're probably not going to bring in somebody for her when they just brought in Sakamura for the last show.
Yeah.
So I wonder who it'll be. I'm inclined to think it'll be maybe maybe Zoe Stark.
Maybe.
Did they go to that already though? Because that seems like that's going to be a big feud.
Well, isn't Stark going to go to the main roster soon?
Maybe she goes out on her back in that match then.
Maybe.
But I would think that the stuff with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane's probably not over yet.
I would imagine not. And that'll be a blow off.
Yeah, unless whoever takes on Perez ends up continuing the feud with Dolan or JC Jane in that match.
Right.
That could be. I could see that happen. I don't know. I don't know who they're going to put in there because I don't think anybody else is ready for a. I mean, Stand and Deliver is a big deal. And that's like a big show for them. So they're going to want to put on matches that are going to be really good. So maybe they will go with Zoe Stark.
Maybe. And then the NXT title is Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes. That match is going to be awesome.
I'm all in on that, man.
I don't know if Breaker's going to lose or not. He probably should, and I don't know if he'll stick around and go to the main roster or if he'll stick around in NXT. He probably will stick around in NXT from what we're hearing.
Look, it's like we were saying before, man. Don't pull that guy up until you have something for him. Let's not rush it. Like if he's going to lose that match and leave NXT and you're going to show him up on WrestleMania or show him up, 2 months down the road or whatever it is, let's not bring him up and bury him. Do something right with him.
Right.
I really do think Braun Breaker's a future Undisputed Champion in WWE.
Absolutely. We talked about that during the Valentine's or the Vengeance Day show.
Yeah, let's just make sure we've got a plan and we're not pulling him up for nothing.
Correct. And then the only other match that's announced right now is Grayson Waller versus, I put Johnny Waller, but it's Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, Grayson Waller versus his father, Johnny Waller, is what you wrote on the sheet.
Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller. I'm sure that'll be a really good match.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah, it will be. But yeah, so that's all we got announced for that show at 9:30, and then
that's three matches right there. You have the women's match, the Waller match, and the Breaker match. So we're gonna get probably two more and a pre-show match. I don't know what they're gonna put on. I mean, maybe they'll do a women's tag. I don't know, because it seems like that storyline's still going on with the fake smoking guns in Kiana James and Fallon Henley. Yeah. So maybe we get something with that, but I'm not sure what else they're planning for that.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon enough because we only got 18 more days.
Sure.
And then later that night at 7 p.m. on Peacock, maybe that might even be earlier than that. Might be 6 p.m. Eastern time, probably when the pre-show starts.
Yeah.
That's night 1 of WrestleMania, and then we got the following day, Sunday, is WrestleMania night 2. We're not quite sure what matches are going to be on what shows, but we have, as of right now, what has been booked is Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. We got Brock Lesnar versus Omos, and I don't know if you saw what happened last night.
I saw it. I saw the crowd not give any reaction almost the entire time he was there. So we'll see how that. I mean, look, I'm excited to see that, just like Mongoose is, because I think it's going to be an absolute train wreck.
Yes, I'm very excited for that because it's Lesnar's going to throw him around. He's got no choice. He's got to go with him.
That women's trios with Damage Control versus Becky Lynch, Lita, and Stratus, it'll be really good. And I know it's all 6 of those women are unbelievable. So hopefully we'll get a really great match out of that. Because I know people are kind of look. Damage Control is just cold. They're really cold right now. And I'm worried about them. Splitting them up and having them go singles, because I don't know how I feel about any of them as singles wrestlers at this point, but I think that match is going to be really great.
Right. Yeah, I think it's going to be great too. I'm really excited. I get to see Trish and Lita in a show like that. I'm sold.
Sure.
And then we got Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins. We both have completely turned 180 on Seth Rollins. I'm really excited to see Logan Paul. He showed out in every single match he's been in so far. He's been really, really, really good. So I have no doubt that that'll be a killer match. I don't know if they put on night 1 or night 2. I'm assuming probably night 2, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that should be awesome.
And then this next match that was announced last night, I'm over the moon excited. Hell in a Cell, Edge versus Finn Balor. I've always wanted to see a Hell in a Cell live and in person. I know that we won't be able to see shit in the building, but I just wanted to see the spectacle of Hell in a Cell, and that's what we're getting. And I couldn't be happier that we're going to see it live and in person.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room for a second?
Sure.
Is Edge cutting his own hair?
Is that what they're doing?
He looks like he's giving himself haircuts.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's trying to
His
grow it
hair
back
looks so
out.
bad.
I don't know if he's trying to grow it out, but he's trying to do like the Dom Mysterio mullet style first. I don't know what he's doing.
He looks like somebody who's just started cutting his own hair for the first time.
Maybe Beth's cutting it.
God. Just pay for a barber, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah.
No, that'll be awesome. That'll be a lot of fun. Obviously Finn Balor's extremely talented, and that'll be a great match.
And Finn is probably going to be the demon.
Sure.
And Edge is probably going to be Brood Edge.
Okay, I'm in for that. Let's see it.
Totally in for all of it. And then this next match, this hasn't been finalized yet, but the IC title is going to be Gunther versus Drew and or Sheamus, or both of them in a triple threat. I'm assuming they're gonna have a one-on-one. Drew and Sheamus are having a one-on-one on SmackDown this week. That's going to determine who's going to face Gunther. But I assume that they're going to do something hokey and do a double count.
Well, hopefully we'll get Sheamus on this card at some point because that guy's had a pretty good year.
Absolutely.
From everything from last WrestleMania to right now, Sheamus deserves to be on that card.
Absolutely. That's why I want them to do the double count where they make it a triple threat.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And then we got a match that was announced last week. We got the U.S. title, Austin Theory versus John Cena. I'm all in. I'm super excited. I get to see Cena at WrestleMania. I'm like, everything is coming together for me for this WrestleMania. It's all adding up, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, it should be great. I mean, Austin Theory's a guy they've got a lot of hope in for the future. Having Cena there's a big deal. I have no doubt that match will be awesome.
Absolutely. And then we got the SmackDown Women's title, which is going to be Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. We're known Rhea Ripley lovers. I don't see how Charlotte keeps the title. They need her to lose more so they can put the belt back on her more so that she can beat her dad's record of 16 championships. And she's well on her way. And I don't have a single doubt in my mind that this match will be an absolute killer match. I'm super excited for this.
In my opinion, the Judgment Day should win every match at WrestleMania.
I agree. 100% agree. And then we got the Raw Women's title, and that's Bianca Belair versus Asuka. That match is going to be awesome. Asuka's been on a tear ever since she came back at WrestleMania. That it should be awesome. I have no doubt in my mind that match will be really good.
The only thing that kind of worries me, like it looks like it kind of feels like every belt's going to flip.
Yeah.
Does it not? Doesn't it feel like every belt's going to flip?
It does. Actually,
like they're not going to do that, right? I mean, that's not going to happen. But and I hope I just hope that they don't not do it, right? Just for the sake of not doing it, because everybody who's the challenger seems like they're the person that's probably going to be the winner of the match.
Well, I don't think they flip the Raw Women's belt, and I don't think they flip the IC title or the US title. I don't think they put that title on John.
No, yeah, you're right. I don't think Gunther's going to lose that match. And Austin Theory will probably. I don't think they're going to put the US title back on Cena. I don't know why they would do that, but I could see the tag team belts flipping and the two women's belts, and obviously, the undisputed belt too. I think will flip. But it's going to be interesting to see what they end up doing with that undisputed belt. Are they gonna keep it as two separate belts? Because wasn't Fox telling them at one point that they wanted a champion on their own show?
Yeah, but I think Fox wanted both titles because they didn't want to have a champion on USA.
Okay,
which is
gotcha.
why they went to the undisputed title.
Well, then just combine the belt. I mean, can we get a new belt, man? Get some new belt branding here. This seems like a really convenient time to do it.
Well, maybe Cody might do it. He brought back the white strapped IC title. Maybe he might bring back the Winged Eagle.
Wasn't that you saying that he was teasing the Winged Eagle?
He's been posting stuff about it for months. And that night after he won Royal Rumble, he posted the Winged Eagle belt on his story.
Hey, I'm for it.
Absolutely. The biggest match of the weekend, the biggest match of the week is the undisputed WWE Championship. It's Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Cody's my guy. He's gonna finish the story. He's gonna climb the mountaintop. He's gonna get the Strizap. He's gonna He's going to lock it down. I have no doubt in my mind that this match is going to be so good. I can't wait for it. You're going to be less of me whenever I am absolutely marking out like a child WrestleMania.
It'll be a typical WWE big match where everybody interferes and it's completely overproduced and goes on way longer than it should, and it's going to be awesome.
Yes. It's going to be great.
It's going to be really good.
So that's everything that's been booked so far.
And the Miz, we got to give a shout out to the Miz. Because the Miz has been doing unbelievable work the last couple of weeks, man. For him being the host, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. The Miz is going to be the host of WrestleMania. Absolutely cannot wait for that, because you know that they're going to do something big with him. They always do.
Oh, they'll bring somebody back and Miz will get his ass kicked by somebody.
Can't wait for that. It's going to
hopefully it's like hopefully it's the Iron Sheik or somebody. Who else can we bring back from the past to go in there and whoop him for one night? Like oh man, Sheik would be a good one. I'd like to see the Iron Sheik come back for one night. Hogan. I mean, Hogan's back on good terms with them, right?
Yeah, Hogan will be there for sure.
I hope Hogan has a match.
They bring Steiner's out.
Bring the Steiner. Hopefully, it's Hogan and Rick Steiner versus, I don't know, the Iron Sheik and
bring the gimmick battle royal.
Yeah.
But we do have the only thing that I had that I wanted to add is that there's some matches that are going to happen. They just haven't been booked yet. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. We already put over Dominic earlier in the show, but those two are 100% going to be on the show. And I can't wait for that match.
Be awesome. I mean, it would be awesome to have Dominic win that match, man.
It would be. It's going to be really.
Hey, did I don't know if I told you about this or not. That I was watching a thing on YouTube the other night that was talking about the history of masks, like Lucha Libre masks.
Yeah.
And do you remember when people made a big deal about him getting demasked in WCW and then coming back with a mask in WWE?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know the story about that?
I know that he was in a really hokey group and basically Bischoff made him take that mask off.
Yes. So basically what happened with that is when he wrestled in WCW, he was always Rey Mysterio Jr., right?
Yeah.
So when he lost the mask as Rey Mysterio Jr., but then when he came back to the WWE, he was always Rey Mysterio. Okay?
Yes.
So Rey Mysterio's done. There's no more Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio Jr.'s done. There's no more wrestler named Rey Mysterio Jr., right? But there was a Rey Mysterio. There was a luchador when there was Rey Mysterio Jr., right? So what happened was that guy is his uncle. So when Rey Mysterio took over that character in WWE, his uncle became Rey Mysterio Sr.
Oh,
so technically speaking, there's no controversy in terms of like the lore of Lucha Libre. There's no controversy about him losing the mask, and then coming back with it.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Which is pretty interesting.
It is really interesting.
But now there's a guy right now who wrestles as El Hijo del Mysterio, who's like the son of Rey Mysterio, but it's not Dominic. That's just the name of the luchador.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool that there's, people were kind of in an uproar. American fans were kind of in an uproar about the mask thing and him coming back with a mask and things like that, and how it didn't make any sense, and it was just more nonsense from the WWE. But apparently in the lore of Lucha Libre, it all made sense.
Sweet. And then the final match that's going to happen, they just haven't announced it, is going to be for the Undisputed Tag Championships. It's going to be the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That no-brainer here that this match will be on the card. It's just a matter of getting there. They're taking their time telling that story. It was an awesome reveal last week, an awesome turn, and I'm stoked for that match. That match is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it should be great.
So that is we got WrestleMania night 1 and night 2 on Saturday and Sunday.
Is there anything else that's been kind of rumored? I know that they're kind of teasing the LA Knight Austin thing a little bit, right?
Kind of, yeah, but that's all I could find.
What about Lashley?
Well, I don't know if the Lashley Bray Wyatt thing's going to happen because Bray Wyatt is hurt now.
Yeah. Are they talking about doing anything else like an Andre the Giant Battle Royal, bringing that back or anything?
No, I think they put that on ice.
There's got to be something else, man. They need to do something to get more people a paycheck. I hope they do. With a 2-night show, I hope they've got something in the works where they can get everybody a check.
We got 18 more days till WrestleMania, so there's still some time yet. We got at least 4 more shows, 5 more shows, 6 more shows, because we got
just come up with something. Just throw even if it's a pre-show match or whatever. Throw everybody in a ring, have a battle royal or something with the guys that are left over, so that we can get everybody paid.
Yeah, no, I have no doubt that they'll do that too. But our week is not done after WrestleMania night 2, because we're going to the Raw after Mania the following night before I hit my flight out of Tinseltown. We're gonna hit one last show, and that'll be our WrestleMersion. So we got a lot of shows that we did here. Hopefully, everyone, all the listeners, are gonna follow along with us and try to watch as many shows as they can. We're gonna be
we're going to Raw. We gotta. I mean, you didn't say where we were going. We're going to Monday Night Raw the day after WrestleMania.
I said Raw after Mania.
I don't think you did.
I just swore I did.
I thought you said that we had one more show on Monday before you flew out.
Yeah, Raw after
Mania. Whatever. We're gonna be asleep during that show anyway.
We're gonna be barely alive, and then I'm gonna fly back from Tinseltown, and I'm gonna probably sleep that whole entire thing, because the schedule that we could put together, it's a full immersion of wrestling. We're getting everything. There is literally not one thing that we're not hitting this week.
Yeah,
all things wrestling is what we're hitting.
And also, we're gonna you might want to mention too about how we're gonna do shows that week.
Absolutely. So each day, so for all the listeners, each day we're going to do a wrap-up show of everything that we watched, and we're going to basically do like a wrap-up show recap of our day, and we're going to post those every single day. So we're going to be pumping out content. We're going to be on socials. We're going to be posting pictures of the shows. The Podski is going to take over WrestleMania. The whole goal here is to push the Podski. I've already got some stickers and stuff made. I'm putting them all over LA while we're out there. It's gonna have QR code to get to the shows. For all the listeners, if you see, you won't know who we are because we never showed our faces, but you will know that the Podski is in LA.
Are we able to, just a quick question, especially for that show that's at midnight, right? Are we able to record in the car?
I could bring my laptop along, and all I need is just I don't even need an internet connection.
Because I was thinking, like, if by the time we got back to the hotel, I mean, we're talking about starting to record at 3 in the morning, 2:33 in the morning.
Yeah, no, we
but
could.
If we could do it while we were driving back, that might help.
Yeah, no, we definitely can do that. Yeah, oh man, I'm so stoked. This is gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it.
I hope the listeners are excited as we are, because
it's wall to wall wrestling, man. For a week, it's gonna be wall to wall wrestling.
100% wall to wall wrestling. Hopefully you guys watch along with us. You're going to be, if you're already listening, so you're going to be listening along with us. We're going to go over our daily travels. And we're going to be all over social media. So just be on the lookout and keep your phones ready. And don't forget to download, rate, review, and subscribe. Cause we're going to be coming hot and heavy with all kinds of content. So, hopefully you all listen, because we're doing this for real, and I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I got my Ahmed Johnson shirt, came in the mail. I'm looking forward to wearing it.
And you're gonna have your gimmick with you and everything.
I'm ready, man. I'm fully ready. I got all my shirts. I got some money set aside to buy some more shirts. I'm all in, man.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm gonna get that big box of Hot Pockets. We're gonna get some Doritos. You're gonna eat worse that week, Baker, than what you've eaten in probably 3 years.
Probably.
Because we're just gonna be grabbing and going the whole time.
I'm probably gonna come home so bloated. Well, all right. Well, thank you to listening. Hopefully you checked out last week's episode. We're trying to make this show a little bit less than what our other shows have been. They've been marathon shows, but I don't know if we accomplished that. I think we still hit a 2-hour here. But But yeah, so thank you to all listeners. Thank you for download, rate, reviewing, and subscribing. We hit 2K downloads, so thank you to the listeners for that. I just want to put that over. So we get the WrestleMania week coming up, where we got a New Japan Cup review that we're going to do whenever that's wrapped up. Hopefully we can squeeze that in kind of before. I don't know if we'll have time before we leave for WrestleMania. And then we got
we'll talk to Mongoose about that and try to figure that out. We should try to do it before Mania.
Yeah, we should.
Because the winner of that whole thing is going to get a title shot. So that's going to be coming up too. So if we're gonna cover it, we need to figure out the day to do it.
True. So definitely. So be on the lookout for the New Japan show wrap up and the 2K23 show next week. So if you are a gamer, or I've already done some game stuff on here before with retrospective. So be on the lookout if you haven't played the game or want to play the game, or you want to hold off to buy the game until after we already talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Not Dr. Andretti.
Well, I might be a doctor someday.
You might be a doctor someday. But Dr. JC.
I've gotten to school enough to be a doctor, that's for sure.
Yeah. But definitely JC and I will be on next week. And so download, rate, review, subscribe, check us out on socials. At @the_Podski on Twitter, @the_Podski on Instagram, and the Podski with John Baker on Facebook. Awesome. All right. Well, we'll see you next time on the Podski.